What's going on, guys? Thanks for clicking on this video. First and foremost, this is episode 10 of The Loft with Santini's Grille. Phil and Paul were amazing guys. It was an amazing conversation. I had so much fun. I got to try the sandwiches on the podcast. It was amazing, great experience. Thank you, Phil and Paul, the entire Santini family. I look to working with you guys more in the future. The first 11 minutes of the audio is a little messed up, but just bear with it and just stick through it and you'll be good. I wanted to make this announcement. The new Fall Forward website and the clothing line officially out now. The website is live. You can go check it out. This is something that means a lot to me. This brand, the podcast was just the first step. I've been working on this since November. It's been a long time coming for me personally. If you guys can check it out, it means the world. If you guys want to grab some of the clothes and the stuff that, the wristbands and stuff like that. Portions of all of it will be going towards the National Alliance of Mental Illness. Like I said, it's something that means a lot to me. I want to be the change. I want to encourage the conversation. I say it every episode. But it's something that means a lot to me. I hope you guys can enjoy the podcast and the website and the clothing line. Like I said, it just means a lot to me. And this is just the beginning of... It's just the beginning of a lot of things that I'm looking forward to doing with my life and forward to doing with the brand. You guys have supported the podcast since episode 1. So the entire website is 20% off. I don't know how long it's going to be, but for now, I feel like it's the right thing to do. You guys have supported me through everything, even just coming up to me at the bars and wherever I'm working. Like, you guys have just been very supportive of me, my sister, and Nick. We're not perfect, but we're trying to be the best people we can be. We're growing every day, and I hope you guys enjoy it, and here's the commercial. Thanks, guys.
I have 2 goals in life. The first is to help others. The second one is to make change and leave the world a better place than I found it. You guys may have seen my podcast, my music, or maybe some of my older videos. These are just some ways that I've been trying to creatively express myself and encourage the conversation. I just want to be a part of the solution. I just want to test the limits and push as far as I can and be the change and do it any way I can and the only way I know how. Portions of everything I do will be going towards the National Alliance of Mental Illness and other charities in the future. This is just the beginning. Let's encourage the conversation.
To be honest, I don't like the silence. If we were to switch up, I'd rather take all the violence. Something like a siren, don't know where my mind went. Take just what you want, just never take up my time spent. Watch my phone ring whenever I make a meal. The way a nigga ballin', feeling just like I'm nailed. I'm not trying to shine my hard work until it deal. So shout out to my lawyer, you can tell him how you feel. Shout out to my lawyer, shout out to the gang. Watch out when I blow up, watch out when I bang. Looking at comparers, we are not the same. I ain't never fold, I'ma stay up in my lane. To be honest, I don't like the silence. If we were to switch up, I'd rather take all the violence. Something like a siren, don't know where my mind went. Take just what you want, just never take up my time spent.
Welcome to The Loft. This is episode 10. Today we have Santini's Grille on. What's going on, guys? Good, man.
Guys, thank you
Good.
very much.
Of course,
nice to
bro.
have you.
Of course.
That was incredible.
Thanks.
Thank you.
I appreciate that, man. All right, but like I said, so this is The Loft episode 10. We got Santini's Grille on today, so welcome, guys. Thank you guys for coming on. We see you on like social media and stuff like that, and like all my friends would post like how they're getting food from you guys, and I'm like, I know he's went there and he's really enjoyed your sandwiches, but we think you have like a unique business model, and I definitely wanted to like have you guys on talk about it and like dive into that a little bit.
For sure, I appreciate that too.
Yeah, but so he was telling me you guys shut down like what, 7 years ago, right? Or
About
2012?
now, right around 8 years.
Yeah, it was 8 years. I think 2012 was when the restaurant, we closed it down. We sold it to another.
Okay, so what was the reasoning behind that? You just didn't want to...
So that's kind of where like is kind of nuts in the story. So
Yeah.
like, you know, my dad started the restaurant based off of my grandmother's, his mom's recipes. He used to film her in the kitchen when she would cook and things like that. And, you know, we always thought that was super cool.
Right.
And so he was like, hey, we're going to do the sandwich shop. You guys in, you know, all grandmom stuff.
Yeah.
And we're like, oh, yeah, you know, we're young. We're like, that's right. Let's
Yeah,
you know,
right,
for sure.
yeah.
But again, we were young, and that was the big time issue. And
Right.
so we got it going. Things were good. You know,
Yeah.
like we built it from the ground up, like literally built it. Like we walked into the building, it was just all cement.
Yeah.
We built everything. Like, we didn't have the money to buy, like, get contractors and
Right.
you know, hire all this different type of help. Like,
Exactly.
we did everything from the ground up.
Used to be, it was a garage, so there was literally oil all over all the walls. We had to scrub the oil off,
Really?
and it was just us. It was just us doing it. We're scrubbing oil. It was a lot of work.
I kind of am familiar with that process because, like I was telling you, when my dad got Mr. V's with Mr. Varanavage and over by Franklin Mills, I remember being real young, and when we went in there, it was just empty. Same thing. Like they built it from the ground up, and it was just crazy seeing the transformation from like all cement walls, nothing in there, and then the way they made it into real nice. It was so that
when you like feel like a sense of pride to like you did this
Right.
You know, like,
It's
really
yours.
like this.
It's yours.
I
Like,
know it was really tough when they had to sell it. My dad was like down in the dumps over that because it's something you create and then you got to like give it away to someone. I remember like, I forget that's, so they originally sold it to like new owners, and I remember he was always like checking up on it even after he was out of it. How's it doing? All that kind of like you get attached to it, right?
Piece of his heart, his life.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Forever.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, it's crazy to see. Like, you guys are like one of the biggest, like, I won't even call it restaurants, like in the Northeast area, and like you don't even have a restaurant. Like, it's just crazy. Like, he was telling me, like, tell him your story about how you went.
Yeah, so it was like, I guess it was 3 weeks ago. It was you in the kitchen that I seen actually, but one of my buddies was like, you got to try Santini's Grill. I just had it. It was like a Friday night that he had it. It was like Saturday morning. He texted me. I was like, all right. I was like, all right, I'm gonna message them right now. I had no idea how it worked because I don't think I was even like ever on your page yet. So I just like DM'd. I don't know if it was one of you I was DMing or.
Normally the girls respond to
wives take care of
Instagram
the
stuff like
message.
that.
I could tell. I could tell. I could tell.
Actually, we'll jump in here now and then. We'll get yelled at. But you don't get off the social media.
You all have.
We don't answer social media correctly. So.
That's funny.
So actually, you guys posted the broccoli rabe sandwich with the red peppers and.
The broccoli rabe, the cutlet, roast.
Yeah, the cutlet. Yeah. So I seen that. I was like, dude, it looks just so good. I was like, let me get 3 of them for me and my parents. And you guys sent the address or whatever. And I was expecting it to be like a little shop in like a little pizza shop or something in the Morel Shopping Center or something. So when it took me past that shopping center, I was like, where the hell? Because I'm real familiar with the area. I was like, where is this leading me to? I pulled up and it was just a house. And I had no idea. I was parked out front of your guys' house. I was like, so I called my buddy. I was like, and he wasn't picking up. So I was just sitting there. I was like, should I just go up to this person's house right now? Like, what if it's
Oh my
like
God.
they're gonna be like, what the hell are you talking about? So eventually, I seen like 2 or 3 people come in and out, and started coming out with like sandwiches and stuff. So I put 2 and 2 together. I was like, oh, they got to be doing it at their house. When I went in there was like babies running around the living room.
That's nuts, man.
I guess it was your wife was there, or your
My girlfriend, and then
yeah.
probably both my kids, his kid.
Right. I don't think I seen you. It was you and
our uncle.
Uncle, yeah. So there was like 5 or 6 people waiting in the living room. And I took from it, I was just like, this is the coolest thing ever because it was so different. It just left that mark in my head. I feel like that's one thing you guys got going for you is how unique it is. Like, I've never seen anything like that before.
We're like super personable.
It's
right.
I mean,
grab a drink,
yeah, that's what.
he was saying that.
I was saying that. I was like, because I think one of you guys offered me a drink. I was like, dude, this is all. I'm coming back. It's one of those things you leave. I guarantee everyone feels this way, and they're like, I want to go back there because it's like it reminded me of almost like a southern, like small town little environment.
Mom and pop
where
shop,
people-
but it's the beauty about it. It's so organic, and the fact that you guys are so nice on social media. Also, it's like, and the food's good on top of it. So it's like, why wouldn't people want to go back? I think it's like a perfect business model, especially with COVID
that
too.
was another
like,
thing. When I messaged the person, they were being so friendly and nice to me. It just made me want to. And I feel like people want to give their business to someone who's doing something like you guys are doing. Like
the support has been
Yeah.
insane. Like, I
Sounds-
just want to cry because how just nuts. Everyone,
every Instagram story,
right up. Like
it sounds,
crazy.
It's crazy. And you guys have been doing like party trays and everything.
Everything,
right?
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
I see them all over at people's parties. They post like these huge trays of the little
Super Bowl Sunday was nuts.
Oh my God,
When
I can't
say
imagine.
like,
What did we have? We couldn't even do single sandwiches. We had to just turn it into trays only because it was just after. But I think Friday we stopped taking orders for trays. And we just looked at like our order list and was like,
we probably close to 15, maybe, or 15 trays. I think it was like 160, 170 sandwiches.
So you guys got to be beat, like, got to be exhausted at the end of those.
Like we have 9 to 5 still, you know.
So you both work normal jobs on top of the restaurant?
Yes.
So what do you guys work at? What do you do?
So I'm a produce manager at Willow Grove Giant.
Okay, cool. And then you were telling me you work at mental health, right?
Yes.
With mental health.
I work at Daybreak Treatment Solutions.
Cool.
We're in Levittown. So we're full detox, residential, partial, the whole.
That's
level
amazing.
of care.
That's amazing. That's
it's
amazing.
Like it's a treatment center.
Yeah, I've been in this industry for 8 years now.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
Yes. So when you're at work, who's taking care of the grill, like the restaurant, essentially? Like when you are at work, like is it like your like the pop? Like it's a whole family tree, right?
Yeah. So that's why we're closed Tuesday, Wednesdays, and then Monday, Thursday, Friday we're only open 5 to 8.
Oh,
because of work.
Yeah, because of work. And then the weekends, I work the weekends, but him and Pops, they take care of it, and then I get home from work and I jump in.
Jumps right in.
So what time you guys start cooking on those, like Monday, Thursday, Friday?
That's
right
the best
when you
part
get
about
done work?
Pops, because Pops doesn't have a job right now. He was laid off, so he comes over and he just preps everything, gets everything ready.
Everything.
That's amazing.
It's a blessing.
Shout out to Pops. Yeah.
Big time shout out to Pops.
Yeah.
What's that process like? Because when I went over, there was like literally like 100 chicken cutlets just on
That's
the counter.
amazing.
Yep.
And then what do you cook off of? Because it was like a big
So we have
black.
griddles.
Okay.
3. So we got a newer one now, but we have like almost like an industrial one. It's just smaller, and then we have 3 other like smaller griddles that you would have in your house.
Like $20 ones at Walmart. Wow.
And the cheese was really good. How do you make the cheese?
Just the melted American. It's the most simple thing.
It's really
like
not
it's
not complicated.
It was like better than I wasn't serious. Like I remember my parents were like, "You can't get a sandwich like this at any of these restaurants around here." The roll, the seeded roll.
That was our thing. Like, where do you go in Northeast Philadelphia? You know what I mean, to get like a nice Italian sandwich.
Yeah,
there's not many places, especially around us. Like,
like not
really
the trash, but like Tony Luke's, like you get the fat cutlet. Like no one's eat that.
No one's got that like pure Italian. Like
it's not made as much.
And it's all
it's
all homemade. Like we said, like Pops is there at 9 in the morning. Like my girlfriend's days off, she's like, I gotta go sit in a room because Big Pat's down here. He's just flaying cutlets and bread and getting the meatballs ready. And
so, did you guys have the same like popularity at the restaurant all those years ago?
So it was good. We were busy when we first opened up, and I would say for probably a good 6 months, the line literally went around, out past Rita's and on to Strail.
That's amazing.
It was wild.
It was just us. It was just me. We had my other brother and then my dad, and that was it.
So it was just the 2 of us, my brother Michael and my father.
Right.
That was all.
My sister helped
brought in
out
my
in the
sister
beginning,
with the register. She was probably 10.
Yeah.
Maybe.
So
she was doing the registers, charging people a ton of money.
Yeah, the first customer that comes in, we just opened up. First customer comes in. My sister's probably 11 years old, working the counter. He got 2 sandwiches. My sister's like, it's $184. Guy like looks at her and he's like, what? And she's like, that's what the cash register's telling me.
He's like, go in his pockets, like ready to pay.
We're like, Lex,
He's gonna do it too.
We're like, Lex, it's like $16.
So what do you think is like the secret behind your like success? Because I know not every restaurant is as popular as you guys are, and then for as long as you've been popular, like what do you think is the secret behind it? Like what do you think is?
Honestly, I think it's just the quality of the food, and like you guys said, it's like a unique experience going to somebody's house, and social media is, it wasn't what it was when we owned the sandwich shop.
Exactly.
So what it is now, it's free advertising, and it's so easy.
Huge. But like from before, like the shop was super busy, and like the people knew immediately like who we were again. Like, so we put the post late November.
He just sent it to me.
Okay, so
it was November.
Before even that started, I talked to him and my brother Mike. I'm like, yo, I'm dying to do the sandwich thing again. I'm like, why don't we just test it out. Like, why don't we throw it on Facebook, see if anybody even gives a crap about us anymore?
Right.
You know, like, let's see what's going on. So they're dicking around. I don't hear from them. You know, I'm like, we're going to do this. My other brother's like, well, let's meet up. Let's figure out pricing of everything.
Right.
Like, he wanted to do it the smart, legit way.
Right,
you know?
right. Yeah.
Which makes 100% sense.
Yeah, sure.
So I'm like, all right, I don't have time to do this anymore. So I just threw the post up without them even knowing.
That's why he was laughing, probably, because he knows.
Full go, because that second on, they're like, oh my God, when can we put orders in? It just blew up.
Wow.
The very first day. And like, I was taken back by it, super humbling. Like,
Right.
I was thinking like, wow, like this
Right.
is years ago. Just the love that we got right away was just totally threw me back. And it was super cool and just made it easier for us to jump into it.
Right.
You know, and then
Exactly.
my brother is a plumber, union plumber. So he's like, dude, he's like, I think I'm going to try to do like, get really into that, do the side work for that.
Right.
So that's when he stepped down. That's when we were no brainer. Let's pull.
Yeah.
Pops.
So how do you?
So the Pops is still that's your dad, right?
No, that's our uncle.
That's your
We just
uncle.
call-
That's
we
your
just call
dad's
him
brother.
Pops.
Okay.
Yeah,
So your dad's not involved anymore. with-
Not anymore.
Yeah.
He has, you know, he's got a full-time job.
Yeah.
And things like
Right.
that. Like when he's still involved, he'll always like kind of be involved.
Right.
You know,
Right.
like,
He
as soon
calls
as
us every day.
retires,
Yeah.
You know, I'm sure he'll jump right in.
So your uncle wasn't involved with
No.
Was he in the restaurant? No.
No,
So
no.
what did it just kind of become like too overwhelming for you guys to like
Yes,
maintain?
exactly.
Is that why you had to
Right.
sell it?
Exactly. Yes.
And then you all
we sold it because my addiction.
Okay.
So
Okay.
I was stealing all the money. He was actually selling us the drugs.
That's
Around
crazy.
drugs. And me and my
That's a crazy dynamic, man.
Yeah, and it was
Wow.
wild. The crazy thing was, like, it was going so good. My dad had no idea. That
Yeah.
I was just so,
Wow.
messed up.
Wow.
And I was taking all the money. He eventually kind of like left it to us. He wasn't there all the time, so I'm stealing all
Right.
the money. I'm throwing rolls out constantly. People
Oh,
walking,
my
like,
God.
we're out of rolls.
Crazy.
Wow.
We're done,
So
you know?
what age were you at this point? Like early 20s or
Yeah, I was like my mid to late 20s.
Mid to
I was,
late
like,
20s.
24. I was like 24.
Yeah,
25.
I wasn't
Okay.
even 20 yet. I was like 18, 19.
Okay.
Yeah, I was
So I
actually, senior year of high
So
school.
you guys, I feel like, well, now there's like a certain sense of maturity, I guess, that wasn't there at that point. And so you all kind of went your separate ways for a while, or not separate ways, but you went and got a job, like,
Yeah.
and then, so this was kind of a spur of the moment thing during
Big
COVID
time.
that you just felt the niche to get back into it.
Well, something like I always want to do that. That's like this
Yeah.
is my true passion. This
Right.
is often.
That's awesome.
I like to do.
That's
Really?
good.
Right.
Yeah.
So that like I just felt I'm like I gotta at least try it again because I know that
Right.
it was like a big thing for me because I feel like personally like I totally screwed it up like myself.
Exactly.
Yeah, it was
just, like,
killing you,
even
yeah.
More of like motivation for me. Like, all right, let me see if I can do this now. Now
Right.
that I'm better. Now that things are good. You know, I got my brother's a little bit older. Pops, he's been in the restaurant business for his whole life, so he
Yeah.
knows the in and outs of it.
Right.
That's
So
amazing.
I thought right now is with COVID, everything going on, it was a no-brainer move to make the jump.
That's such a.
It sounds
it's
like
genius.
it because
you had like unfinished business in a way. you know?
Yeah.
So explain, because it sounds like you have a lot of people involved in this. So explain a little bit your team that's fully involved with Santini's Grill.
Okay, so it's me, Phil, and
Yeah.
Pops, and then our wives.
Okay.
So the wives, they do all the social media. They're writing down the orders,
Right.
keeping us organized.
Right.
And then we're cooking and
Right.
trying to get as much word of mouth out
Yeah.
there as possible.
Yeah.
So it's just us, small little family. It's
Yeah.
gonna stay like that.
Yeah, and so
know?
also I'm curious too, like, so are you guys planning on like quitting your day jobs and going with Santini's full time, or is that a
I
possibility?
would love to do that.
Sounds
but,
like-
I mean, we would have to see what's what right now.
Right, that's
We
true.
are in the process of moving
Big.
and making the garage a kitchen.
Like a full team.
Really?
So that's
That's
what
so
we're
sick.
in the because my girlfriend's sick and tired of us. She gets home from work, and she can't even make dinner because
Yeah.
we're in the kitchen,
kitchen.
cooking.
Yeah, whose house is it? Is it?
It's my house,
Your house.
yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Cool, because it was my grandmother's house who all these recipes.
Right.
It comes like full circle.
It's- yeah.
It's
Crazy.
wild. So he bought my grandmother's house.
That's so sick.
we use her recipes that we're cooking.
Sounds like it was meant to be.
It
If-
really,
Yeah.
really seems
Yeah.
like it is.
We're gonna do it out of that garage that you're in, like the same house. that
Yeah,
you're
so
in?
we just cleared everything out, like, cause my dad originally turned that into like a bedroom. So we just knocked that whole thing out. So it's just an empty garage right now. We got people coming over for electric and gas,
Dude,
and
I'll tell you what though, like summer's right around the corner. I can see that, like just a summer vibe out there,
Right.
like people coming up the driveway.
Cooking
yeah,
outside.
we'll have two windows up there.
Nice
grab
out.
something at
hire
the window.
hire a
Yeah.
DJ or something.
Yeah,
Make
yeah,
it
right.
look.
He's a DJ, by the
Yeah.
way.
I'm not plugging myself, but I'm just saying. But nah, it'd be so
Do you guys see yourself eventually getting back into a shop, or you just kind of just playing it by ear right now?
Yeah, like we're seeing where it takes us. That's the thing. Like I don't want to put any pressure. I don't want to rush anything.
Right.
I just wherever
living
it
in the
takes
moment.
Us, like we're thinking, maybe why not food trucks?
Right.
Get the garage going, make that the full prep station. You know, and then let's go wherever the heck we want to go.
Right.
I feel like that's the thing in this day and age. There's so many creative ideas now that I'm seeing, like food trucks. I don't know if you just know Portnoy, obviously.
Yeah, sure.
The one video on his Instagram was like a kid, like fishing pizzas down out of his window. That was so sick.
Put my email in every drop that he has to try to get a pizza from him.
Really?
Pizza drop. Yeah. Pretty cool. I think it's just like a whole cool neat.
We might need Portnoy to come do one at the house.
Yeah, right. I mean, all my friends tag them in our sandwich.
Yeah, because I know he did Steve Steaks. He did.
Oh, he did do Steve?
He did Steve's, he did Steve's.
Portnoy, we need you.
Portnoy, we all need you.
We should clip this on social media, and then we'll have everyone just tag them, repost
and
it.
We want Portnoy on the podcast.
That too.
Come on the podcast, and we'll bring the sandwiches to you.
Yeah, right. I mean, I think it was cool, like with the whole Barstool Fun stuff too. Like, did you guys send an email out and reach out or no? Because you don't really need them, right?
Because we weren't really started. It wasn't. We're kind of just cooking out of the house.
Yeah,
but I think what they're doing is awesome.
I mean, I'm excited. We're gonna try some sandwiches in a little bit. But I wanted to touch on something you guys said earlier about addiction. You guys sound like to me like you're a definition of a success story, like coming out of like being in your addiction and stuff like that. Talk about that. So what was that? How long ago was that when you guys were going through that?
So for me, it started like after high school. Like, even like in high school and even growing up, like he would tell you, like I was such a baby. Like my brother Mike had like a bag of weed, and I found out, like, Dad, what is? Like, I'm older than him. I was always like, you know, when I would drink, like I would never drink too much. I was afraid of like what would happen.
Right.
And then it was more or less like after high school, it was just I was hanging with my crew of people, and this one guy just was getting them perk 30s on the regular.
Kind of what it turned into.
Try this, and I'm like, yeah,
it's just kind of what it turns into.
Kind of always how it happens. I feel like
out of nowhere, like I never done a perk before that.
Because he would be the last person if you knew him when he was younger, he would be the last person you thought would ever be hooked on any type of drugs or anything like that.
Well, that's the thing about addiction. I feel like it doesn't discriminate. Like anybody can, it can happen to anybody, and it can happen like that, dude. Like you can get all the good grades, be good at sports, all that stuff, and then get out of high school, try one thing, and it sets you down a path that you can't come back from.
Not only going through it, but like now in my profession and just being able to see it on a regular basis, like it doesn't discriminate.
Yeah.
Did you guys all go to Ryan?
I went for 2 months.
Did you get kicked out or something?
Are you the youngest?
Well, Lex is the youngest. I'm the youngest boy.
Youngest of the brothers. Yeah.
Interesting. Yeah, I feel like it's so interesting to get like this perspective from you guys, because I feel like everyone just sees you on social media and sees your food, but like to learn about the people behind it who are making it, I just thought it was really unique. I just have to ask too, like, what advice do you have for people who may be going through an addiction right now, and how did you guys get out of it, and what could you possibly share with people listening?
Yeah, so like the biggest thing for me, and what I would suggest to anybody is just reach out, just open up a little bit if you can, just give them something so somebody knows what's going on, enough to be able to help, try to help them. That's like the biggest thing for me, because so many people are afraid to pick up that phone and just ask, like, hey, I need help. This is what's going on. I find that to be such a big issue. If people could just find it in themselves just to reach out, and that's why like I feel like with Santini's on social media, like just being a little bit nicer to somebody just goes such a long way. Like it's not any harder for me to be nice to somebody, you know what I'm saying? So just that little bit of just being nice to somebody, and just the big thing is just having them like be able to reach out, because they can't, they feel like they're stuck and they have no one to talk to. I was there and I felt that,
How long did it take you to eventually go to treatment after you started?
That's another wild story. So I didn't have insurance. I didn't know the whole treatment game and things like that. So after I stole from my grandmother and heard her screaming, crying to my mom, like she was like, why does he keep doing this to us? I can't do this anymore. That's kind of like, that was my rock bottom. Like, not even ruining Santini's. That was like what really opened up my eyes. I remember clear as day. It was on a Sunday, and I got up. I heard all that. Obviously, I was emotional. Went out, copped. Got what I had to get. And then that next Monday, I never touched a drug like that ever again.
That's amazing.
So you didn't even go through the program?
No, I went back to my grams. I went to my grandma and said, hey, you know, I have a problem.
Right.
I need help. I don't know where to go. Can I do it on your couch? And she said, yeah.
You kind of just white knuckled your way through it. Like,
and wasn't
but
for
it's
her,
interesting
she
that
saved my life. Like,
that's amazing.
It's
and now you guys are, that's your grandma who started the recipes?
No,
okay.
My mom's mom, who I'm super close, we're all super close with still.
Okay.
Around the corner from us.
Right.
So, but it's interesting because you were telling us you still like have drinks every now and then.
So, and that's
crazy.
Yeah. So like, I feel like I went through like a hard spell, like a time so I haven't touched anything other than a drink or smoking a little bit of marijuana, you know, in over 8 years now.
That's amazing.
Yeah. So
how was your guys' relationship when you were like messed up? Was it strained?
I mean, we weren't. We didn't. It wasn't like we didn't talk, but we definitely weren't anywhere near as close as we've been
they
since.
to be around me.
Yeah.
They used to call me a perk monster.
Yeah,
you know, because I would just be a nut. You know.
Yeah, like itching and all that shit.
I was always trying to steal from them because I know we had them somewhere.
Yeah.
You know,
we definitely weren't as close.
I feel like it turns you like crazy. Like
for sure.
You're all hyped up.
Yeah, like I never wanted to hang out with them. Now we go out to the bar together or whatever. We go out, we hang out, we go do random things. Like just hang out, go to.
Yeah, him and Mike are our two best. We're like best friends.
Yeah,
that's awesome.
Which is the coolest thing ever.
That's amazing.
Yeah,
that's what we saw when we had Meg Cohen and Jocelyn Cohen. You said you know Megan.
Yeah, I know Megan.
Yeah, we were saying they were saying how like what they built their relationship back up, and now they're stronger than ever. And now they both do a really good thing together at the Grace Project. Now they're out in Kensington, and now you guys are doing an amazing thing too. You know,
I mean, you gotta have. I feel like I could just see it in you right now. You gotta have so much motivation coming back.
Oh my God.
Like you said, after all that, and now you're coming back. It's probably like
it's unbelievable.
All you want to do, like 24/7,
Yeah.
is just, I guess, not redeem yourself, but like make up for it in a way. You know that's got to be a big factor.
You could definitely tell when he just threw that social media post out there without anyone else knowing. But then when he called me after and was like, look, I really want to, this is what I want to do. I hope you could come and do this with me.
Right.
And you could just tell that this was something that he was dying to do. And I love to cook. And
it's like a fire burning inside.
Yeah, it was
you
a
now.
no-brainer for him. He didn't even think twice to say yes.
Right.
You know, it wasn't like, let me run it over with his wife or whatever the case. He was like, yeah, I'm all in.
Right.
That's all. That's what me and him try to encourage it. Like, you guys are doing something you love to do. Like, you have a job and you're doing something you love to do. We both have jobs. We're doing this. We love doing this. You know, like more and more people need to. Kind of start doing it
and do that.
Exactly.
And it goes a long way because it's look how big you guys have gotten already, and you have just got back into serving food and stuff like that.
We enjoy doing it, so it's like I come home from my day job that I really do not enjoy doing,
right?
And then it's like, all right, I get to now I can cook and something I like to do, and then I'm with my brother and my uncle, you know what I mean?
Right.
So it's something I enjoy doing, so it makes it doesn't feel like work.
Yeah, exactly.
We got the music going.
That's the biggest thing.
Yeah, it's a vibe.
Stop over.
Yeah,
right.
You know?
I mean,
that's the biggest thing is you want to be doing something that doesn't really feel like work.
Yeah.
Same thing with me. Like, I'm a nurse when I'm at the hospital, like, especially right now, it's overwhelming as shit. You know what I mean? Like, I come home, I'm exhausted. I work overnight, 7 p.m. to 7 a.m. But then I come here and it kind of like energizes me. Like, I'm like, I'm going to talk to you guys tonight, whatever. Just like, it's not like work. It's like, it's just a conversation we're having as if we're out at the bar right now or something.
Like, we've known each other forever.
Exactly. And it's constant networking too, you know, like you guys know us and we know you, will help you guys. You obviously don't need our help, but like, you know what I'm saying? Like, if you're doing what you love, then it never feels like work. And I think that's just like the key to finding like your true like happiness, if that makes sense. Like you said, for you, how when you're, you came back into making sandwiches again, like you just really found what you love. And I think like hopefully you're down the line, you're able to make that your full-time thing. You know what I mean? Because
it's the goal.
Because the sky's the limit for Santini's, it sounds like. But
it definitely is, dude. I swear to God, I see Santini's more than I think anything else on my feed right now. Like, just everybody from the neighborhood. Yeah, at least a couple times a week, I see it. You did something different. You reached out. You took a step, and look at what's happened in such a short amount of time.
Right.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
And we encourage other people to do it.
Yeah,
other
like I love other people in the neighborhood, like Very Good Treats.
Right.
I order from her weekly. Like it's. I love that. I hope everyone that does what we're doing or has a business does well. Like we're not in competition with anyone. I want everyone to get
That's
business.
the thing. There's enough in the pot for everybody, dude. That's what you don't get. People don't get that. Like everybody can do well. You know.
I think that's why we even had you guys on, just because like you guys can help inspire other people who maybe have small business businesses and are scared to start like really pursuing it, to just do it.
Just jump in and do it. I mean, there's no other way.
And if you're doing it with your whole heart, there's no way you can fail.
Right.
There really
Exactly.
isn't. If you're going into it with your full heart and a good mind, there's no way you can fail. There's no way.
Exactly.
So what's like
Keep going.
talk about some of the things on your menu right now. Like I know about obviously a few of the sandwiches. Is it kind of small and condensed right now? And
It is.
Yes.
You
Just because we don't have the space right now to even really do what we were doing at the restaurant, but our meatball man, that's our guy, that's our character, that's our logo.
Yeah.
So the meatballs,
That's awesome.
are awesome. But I think our signature sandwich would be the fried meatball hoagie. There's nothing like it.
Okay.
Yeah, it's unique.
There's nothing like it.
Yeah.
Nobody else makes a fried meatball hoagie. You don't see mayo, lettuce, tomato salad with a meatball. Like,
Right,
just don't
right,
think
right.
that.
Yeah.
Did you have that on your menu at the
Yes,
restaurant?
actually, there was a guy, Bobby Scrap, used to come in the shop almost every day.
Okay.
He just randomly at one point was like, I want a fried meatball. I want mayo, lettuce, tomato salad, American cheese. And I'm looking at him like, Bob, you sure? And he's like, yeah, just put it on there. We'll see how it is. I'm like, all right, Bob. So I put it on there, and he's like, all right, you got to have a bite. So I tried it. I'm like, Dad. I looked at my dad.
Is that how it came about?
Yep.
Just some dude?
Scrap.
That's
Yep. I'm like,
amazing.
Dad, we got to get this on the menu.
That's
Oh
And
my
like
God.
a lot of things like that. Like, and it's cool because like way back then, like we started cheesesteak fries. Like you see that now.
all over.
And buffalo chicken
Really?
cheesesteak
8.5
fries.
years ago, that was not a thing at all. We stumbled upon it. We did it. It was
We actually ordered the wrong meat. We ordered the wrong
That's how it came
cheesesteak
about?
meat
Yeah.
and decided to throw it on fries with some
Wow.
cheese and
yeah.
It's
crazy to hear how
it's like the
things-
most normal thing.
I
ever,
I
you
feel
know?
like sometimes the greatest successes are accidents.
Yeah,
like
sure.
if you think about it,
Exactly.
Like so many great things happen from accidents, and like wing-a-ding fries. Is that what you're talking? You kind of
well, we did buffalo chicken fries too. So it was
Yeah.
like the buffalo chicken, just chopped up meat.
That's amazing.
with our mild
Yeah,
sauce.
And I'm
And
sure-
you guys
Yeah.
kind of were usually like one of the
Yeah.
first ones that were doing
Yeah,
that
there-
too.
I didn't. I
Because I
never
remember
heard
Mr.
of
V's was
cheese-
doing that, so that's crazy.
I never heard of cheesesteak fries, and then all of a sudden now they're this huge thing. But I mean, I'm sure somewhere else could have had them.
Right.
But I never really heard of them before, and then all of a sudden we made a mistake with ordering. We ordered the
That
wrong
is
meat.
so funny to me.
That's on the menu and
Yeah.
just boom, blew up. And we have people asking now, still like,
Yeah.
you guys going to come with the cheesesteak fries? We're
Fries.
Like, when we get a little bigger, you know, that's the goal. To
Right now, you're
stuff
just
like that.
doing like cutlet
Just
sandwiches, right?
cutlets,
and meatballs, and
we do the pork on the weekends and the veggie sandwich on the
People
weekend.
sleep on the pork. The pork is
It really is good.
Yeah, so how do people so how do they find your menu and stuff? Is it on your Instagram? Or?
Everything's on Instagram, so we have on our tabs. There's a menu tab, and then there's pictures of the sandwiches. And
Okay.
then,
Yeah, in the highlights, yeah.
Yeah.
Have you guys thought about expanding outside of Instagram? Like I know you're doing the website, right?
Yeah, so we bought a website. Really haven't done anything with it yet. We're on Facebook.
Yeah.
So, Twitter, I want to get on, but I don't want to take like orders from Twitter. But I just kind of want to
Yeah.
get out there on
Right.
Twitter.
That was
No,
another
Twitter's tough.
really cool thing, like, is how easy it was to just like. Sometimes, you know, it's a pain in the ass calling and all that. I felt like it was so
Yeah.
easy. I just literally DM'd you guys and then Venmo. That's another thing that wasn't
Yeah,
around.
exactly, yeah,
That
Venmo's
makes it a
so
lot
much
easier
easier.
for you
So much
guys. I Venmo'd you guys and it was just, I was over.
Is
like-
it, you guys just do Venmo? That's how it works?
Cash
Cash or
out?
Venmo, yeah.
That's the other cool thing. Like customers will come in, they'll just if they need cash, they just know to yell at us. They come running over with the cash. If not, they just leave the money right there, and no one bothers it. It's
Right.
That is
like they didn't
really
have
cool.
Venmo back then. If you think about it, when
Yeah.
you guys were.
Yeah, and that's our biggest. That's what most people pay with is Venmo.
Yeah, it's
I mean,
just
I, I use Venmo for everything.
Dude,
I
I
rarely
don't
ever have
understand
cash.
why some people don't have Venmo.
Yeah.
Like my
Yeah.
parents, my aunts and uncles. I'm like,
Yeah.
just get Venmo. Like
We made Pops.
We
get
made Pops get a Venmo for
Yeah.
Santini
Have
because
to.
we already had our own Venmos.
Right.
And he didn't. He still doesn't know how to work it. But
Right.
we're like, Pops, you got to
Yeah.
get a Venmo.
they're so like
That's
stuck
amazing.
in their like they're like Venmo. What do I
Yeah,
need Venmo
yeah.
for? I'm like,
Yeah.
you guys don't understand how much easier it is.
Yeah.
Like, they're just so old fashioned. Like
Yeah, 100%. Yeah, we'll take another quick break and then we'll go again. Actually, since we're still recording, we're gonna try some sandwiches now. So I haven't had one yet, so we'll try a sandwich. All right, so go ahead. What do you have here?
So right here we have, this is just a standard buffalo cutlet.
All right.
And then we got one of our newer sandwiches, which is the buffalo fried meatball.
Okay.
And then we have this one is a fried meatball classic, which is just tomato salad and American cheese.
That's awesome.
And then this one is, we call it the cutlet slammer. It's banana peppers, tomato salad, and chicken cutlet with
All right,
American.
which one should I try first, you think?
It's the buff cutlet one? Yeah, cutlet is the first one. Yeah.
Specialty?
That's banging.
Sauce, homemade, our own sauce.
Everything's homemade, right?
Everything, yeah. So it's not like we're using, like, you know.
So the sauce, the hot sauce and all
We
that?
make it all ourselves.
All that?
Yep.
Yeah.
Everything.
Wow.
Everything.
That's got to be a lot of work.
Yeah, we do he makes the hot sauce, so he makes a bunch of that.
It's just
I feel like 420 right now.
Yeah.
thinness of it.
One boy, everyone knows the rules.
So we just tried the sandwiches. I just tried the sandwich. Dude, they were absolutely phenomenal.
Thank you.
But I know we just had a 20-minute conversation about it. But I wanted to ask you guys, like, are your plans on like expanding the menu? Because you guys said once you go into the garage, like you might start expanding. And you were talking about want to do cheesesteaks, right?
Yeah, so that's we want to definitely get back to cheesesteaks. But we don't just want to just throw a cheesesteak out there because hey, Santini says a cheesesteak.
Yeah,
like,
it's gotta be.
Literally want it to be the best cheesesteak people have ever tasted.
Right.
Like, you know, I don't want to slack because I feel like we have the best cutlets. I feel like we have the best meatballs.
Right.
You know, so I don't want to stop at say, you know, I'll put out an average cheesesteak. So as far as like expanding the menu, like very simple. Like we'll throw the cheesesteak on there.
Right.
We'll bring back the cheesesteak fries and the buffalo chicken cheesesteak fries, for sure. But I mean that's might be as far as it goes. We might throw a special here and there. So what we used to do was, did you ever have crab gravy?
No.
So crab sauce, so crabs just cooked in red sauce all day long.
Okay.
So it's unbelievable. So
Sounds like
so
it.
on Sundays at the
Jesus.
restaurant we used to do crab gravy with angel hair pasta. So like we might do something,
Right.
get something like that going again.
Sounds
Some
so
people
good.
have been
I love pasta, dude.
You know, so do I. Pasta nut.
My mom
Yeah.
made it like 5 days a week when I was growing
Yeah,
up.
that was this.
She's
Sunday,
Italian.
Tuesday, Thursday. That's
Yeah, she's
exactly
Italian.
what it was.
Right.
I just had the meatball one. I think you guys are right when you say you have the best meatballs. That meatball was so
Yeah.
good. For the cheesesteaks, would you do like whiz too and stuff?
Yeah.
Or
Yeah,
all that
100%. Because I'm a
Yeah.
big whiz guy. So if I'm
And the
Yeah.
real craft
fried onions, all that stuff.
Yeah, we'll have
That
everything.
fake whiz.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, dude! I hate the dude.
it's
I've been to
it's
places in
disgusting.
like Jersey or something, and they got that like real
Yeah, it's like
thick,
nacho. Yeah, it's
Yeah.
like, it's like
Yeah.
something you would get at a movie theater.
Yeah,
like
dude.
you dip your pretzels in.
Terrible. That's,
Yeah.
I think that's one of the shout out to Steve's. I love
Yeah,
their
their whiz is fire.
dude.
Yeah, yeah.
It's just like
It really is.
Yeah, it seems like you guys have a real passion for it, which I think is awesome.
You guys said 2 weeks, right, for the garage?
Hopefully,
2 weeks.
that's what we're looking at. I mean, we still have to because we got the garage door up now, so we got to frame that out, put a door up, put 2 windows up.
Again, this is why Pops is super clutch.
Yeah, because he's
literally
going to do it all.
everything.
Like,
Right.
I'm going to be there with a tape measure, but I'm
That's
not
like
gonna do
my
much.
dad too, dude. He does every trade.
That
like,
generation's unbelievable.
unbelievable,
Like, they
dude.
can do anything.
I'm gonna
Yeah.
like. What are
I
we
just
gonna
taught
do
him-
without them? Like,
I can.
I just taught him how to hammer a nail in last week.
I don't pick up.
He don't know how to use a
don't
hammer.
know.
Like I don't.
Yeah.
I don't
dude,
pick up
I'm not
tools.
good with that either. Like,
Yeah.
my dad's worried. He's like, dude, what are you gonna do one day? Like, you're gonna have, I don't know, hire somebody.
Yeah.
My
But
brother's a plumber.
Yeah.
You know, so
Yeah, I try to learn most of the time. Like
Yeah.
I'll bring my dad over and he'll be working on stuff. So I try and learn as much as I can, and
Right.
do as much as I
Yeah.
can. But
I guess
Yeah.
I mean one YouTube too. They'll
Oh,
teach you how
it's
to do
great.
anything.
You can learn
my
anything
dad's
off
the same
YouTube,
thing. He's
man.
like, yeah, because I was trying to rewire something. He goes, just pull up a YouTube video for it, and it actually worked.
Dude,
See, I
like,
would
Yeah,
never
oh, yeah.
follow that. Like I just.
That's
can't.
what I-
So
dude, that's what I-
mechanically
I can't even follow like the directions on a box when I get something together or something. When I ordered like,
mean, there's-
I want to know how to put that light together. I don't think, dude. Honestly, that's how dumb I am when it like that's just not
Stuff
my
like that.
field, bro. I don't.
Dude, we talked about it with my boy Jedicka Travis. We had him on yesterday. It's just, dude, it's just curiosity. You know, if you're curious about it, you'll learn about it, and you'll
That's true,
eventually,
too,
you know what I'm saying?
I
Like,
feel like anyone can learn that. Like, if you put the time in and sit
Oh,
down,
yeah,
I don't think I'm
100%.
patient enough to do it.
right? It's yeah,
I'm just like I get frustrated and
yeah.
Yeah, I just have to learn it because I can't pay for other people to come out and do everything. You know what I mean?
Well,
So you have to
yeah.
put baby stuff together.
oh my God, like a
it's
crib
brutal.
and all
Oh
that.
my God.
dude.
Oh,
I
it's
had to put-
brutal.
Like I pray every night, please the crib don't fall. I put it together. So I'm like, yeah,
You
it's
built
like,
the crib?
Yeah, I do everything, and it's like,
Dude,
Christmas
baby-
morning. Christmas morning is not fun.
Oh my
Two
god.
kids. I woke up hungover, and my girlfriend's like, "All right, start building all this stuff." And I'm looking. I couldn't get past step 1.
Oh my
I
God.
looked at step 1 and I threw the book in the air and I was like, "Yep, we'll wait until Mike comes over." 'cause he
Oh
can build
my
it."
Because,
god.
dude, you have no capacity to do that stuff when you're
Yeah.
hungover. You
Yeah.
feel terrible.
Yep.
You're like,
I'm like, "Yep, nope, I am not doing that."
That is so
being
funny.
a dad's that's a tough job, right?
Yeah, talk about that. Yeah, talk about that with like running the business and working your 9 to 5s too. Like, it's,
And you got two little kids just running around while you're
God.
trying to pick up your sandwiches.
Luciano, who is 18 months, and I
Such
have
an
Rocco.
Italian name.
Yeah, and I have
Both
Rocco.
Italian
Yeah.
names.
so
I
Italian.
put them in the thing, so I literally cook sandwiches and Rocco's.
He's got
Like
him in
Hangover,
there.
Carlos.
Yes. If he had aviators on, that's what it would be.
So he's there,
With Carlos
just hanging out, and he just chills. He looks at me. But, like,
That's amazing.
It's cool.
Yeah, do you-
Our kids are involved in it. Like,
Well, dude, that's
growing
one of the
up in
coolest
it.
parts. Is maybe one day, who knows, they might be the ones who keep it going.
Yeah.
You know.
That'd be
Yeah,
sick.
like my daughter and his oldest son Mario, they like when we're super mobbed and they're there on the weekends, we're like, all right, Mario, you got to start taking the money.
You got
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Take the money, give the people their food.
Yeah. It's like a
And they
legacy
jump right
thing.
in,
but they
dude.
love it.
And they jump right
So
in.
happened with you guys too. Happened with you guys too. You guys started early. It's
Yeah.
crazy. It's such. I can just see where it's going. Like it's gonna be Santini's. Like you're gonna have the generations growing up, which is
That's the end goal. Yeah.
that's so sick.
And it was cool because like Pops' son, on Monday, because I wasn't there right away because I had to get done work, I had to pick up my son.
Right.
And then so Pasquale just jumped right in and he was like doing it all. So it's just like
That's amazing.
LT.
just to have people jump.
Yeah,
He's
how old
already-
are you?
he's-
Yeah. How old are your children?
So my daughter is 8 and my son's 15 months.
Oh wow. Okay.
And my son Mario's 7 and Rocco is 4 months.
Wow.
Yeah, so at 8 and 7, I feel like that's like such a cool age to see
yeah,
your
to
get
dad.
'em in
Like,
the
I remember
business.
me.
Get that free
I
labor.
seen my dad.
Yeah, free labor's the
Yeah,
best.
it was just so cool to me. Like you see your dad cooking, and you're like, I used to think I'm gonna run this shop one day. So
Yeah.
Yeah,
It didn't work
Mia
out
asks
like
me
that.
all the time. She's like, Dad, can I help you cook? She always wants to help out.
yeah.
She wanted to come tonight. She goes, wait,
Yeah, she wanted to come.
100 times. Please go.
I mean, she could have came by. Could have gave her a microphone. You know.
Could have had her
She
on.
would have loved it.
Yeah, she would enjoy the lights and stuff in the
She's like,
cameras.
oh, that's really cool. You're going on that? Like, yeah,
That's awesome.
Neat.
Wait, so obviously, have they been showing a lot of interest in the business itself? Like, is that your
I mean, they're kids,
you know,
so they
Right.
don't really
7
care
and
too
8.
much.
I mean, not like in
but-
terms of like business wise, but in terms
Yeah,
of
but,
like
like,
helping out. And
Yeah,
like,
Mia will be
mom-
there and Mario will be there, and they always ask, "Can we run the sandwiches to the people?"
That's
or like
cool.
Mia and Mario will come
That
out, like
adds-
they want to finish the sandwiches off.
Right.
Yeah.
That adds to the charm. You know, you got
Yeah.
cute little kid come giving you your sandwich.
Yeah.
Like, oh, thank you so much.
I
you know?
remember just seeing babies running around.
Yeah,
when I
yeah, it
went
was
in
probably
there.
my son just
But your
flying around.
girlfriend was your girlfriend, right?
Yes.
Yeah, she was very helpful. She was like standing at the entranceway to the kitchen, kind of just like directing.
Yeah.
Yeah,
you like
the
because
chaos.
I had no idea
Yeah.
what, dude. I had
man.
no clue what was going on in there. I was
Somebody,
like-
somebody once called it a sandwich trap house. So.
That's amazing. Yeah, I'm gonna order soon. I kind of want to see the chaos with the.
You got to go and get it for your fan.
Yeah, 100%.
But you guys got good support. That's the thing. Like,
Yeah.
the support behind
Yep.
it is what's going to keep it
what's
running.
gonna fuel it.
You know,
And
like
again, like totally every day I wake up, I'm like, I look and I'm like, wow, like
Yeah.
people truly love us.
You're just
Yeah.
thankful, right?
because when you first started it, you probably had no idea what the
We
outcome
did
was going
not
to be.
think it was going to be like this.
Right.
at
This
all.
quick.
Right.
Right.
Now I'm thinking maybe it'd be like this, 6, 8, 10, 12 months down the line.
Right.
I mean, we're 2.5, maybe 3 months into it, right? 3 months.
End of November.
Yeah.
So yeah.
You do.
And during the time you did it, I feel like people are a lot more relatable to it in a way because everyone's been in their house so long that
Yeah.
people are just like, oh, look at what they're doing, you
Yeah.
know. And
You're welcoming-
It's just like a cool thing.
You're
to
welcoming
see.
people into your home, so it makes it like more authentic.
Yeah.
Yeah,
You
for
know
sure.
what I'm saying?
And hopefully they see what we're doing and they choose to pursue their passion.
Do
I
that
did.
too, right?
Like-
Yeah.
Yeah.
We just had somebody come pick up yesterday. He has a little brewery out of his garage.
That's
so
Yeah,
nice.
like just sells his beer out of his
That's-
garage. But I
that's
thought
sick.
that was awesome.
That is.
We
Yeah.
told him we're like, yo, bring us, and we'll pay for whatever. But
Right.
bring us some next time you come.
yeah.
Food trucks are a big thing right now too.
You are talking about food
That's
trucks,
like-
right?
That's when I first thought of this whole idea. That's what came to my mind right away.
Yeah.
Food trucks. I like being out. I like
Yeah,
I like
yeah.
talking to people.
That's what's- yep.
And that's like what better way? Like we can go anywhere we want.
That's what's going to take you guys to the moon. They say in stocks, like that's going to take you to the moon. Like that's what's going to really help you guys. Because I mean, I feel like the model of like having a restaurant's going to soon be like it's going to go away.
Yeah.
you know what I mean.
With code,
I feel
well,
like
all
everything-
this, like you
Yeah.
can't fit that many people in there. What,
Right.
What's it, 50%?
and it's
capacity?
expensive.
If it's
Everybody's losing their business,
Exactly.
and you know,
I truly don't think anything's going to be the same after
no,
all this.
me-
not at all.
Like
I
as
agree.
far as business, as far as just everything, like everything's going to be changed in a way.
Yeah, it's what we,
You
that's
know,
what we do.
it's
We adapt.
Right.
Yeah, well, it's
What
getting
it do.
more creative. People are getting more creative now. You know, there's going to be.
You have to.
Yeah.
It's challenging people. That's the same thing with this podcast. We did not plan on doing this before COVID, and then
So awesome.
we were just sitting. It was literally just me and him sitting here. We were just. I was going to do a podcast, and he was like, "Yo, I always wanted to do it." I'm like, "You just want to like come be on it? And he's like, yeah. And then me and him talked for like 2 hours, just sipping.
It was so long.
So you didn't just randomly throw up like a social media post that, hey, I'm doing a podcast.
Well, dude, it was like authentic.
No, not like him. No.
My fault.
No, this is calculated.
It was the way we started was crazy because we've been friends forever, so we would just hang up here, watch a Sixers game or something, but we would always talk about real life stuff. Like, I've had personal experiences with all that stuff. He's had personal experiences in his family, both of our families. So, like, we would always be talking about that, and we've seen all the podcasts that we see, like sports, all that stuff, and we were just like, yeah, I mean, that's cool and all, but we want to do something that, like, I haven't ever seen before. I have never seen people have like a mental health podcast before.
Yeah, no, I've never seen that.
So I was like, dude, let's get people in here. The first episode was just literally me and him talking for 2 hours about whatever,
just shooting the shit, sipping wine, like just a casual,
and
like
we didn't even know we were ever gonna do one again. We were just like recording it, and then I was like, dude, let's just get people in here who are actually have gone through it, like Megan, Jim Reedy, all those guys, like, because there are tons of people out there, especially right now, overdose deaths in this country. Like,
unbelievable.
It's insane what's happening, especially now with everyone in the house.
It's the real
I feel
pandemic.
Exactly.
It's the real pandemic.
Exactly.
It's been going on for years now.
Exactly. And there's people going through it right this second. So I was like, you know how cool that would be when we were younger? If I was like in high school sitting down watching like two young guys talking about addiction and all that stuff, having people on, like, I just wanted to start up the conversation. And then same thing like you guys did, it turns into something.
And also it's a way for people that can also get help, because like you had Megan and Jocelyn on, and you had these people that know, talk about how to get help.
Exactly.
So it also helps, like if somebody's watching it that's in a bad spot, that could be a big help for them.
Exactly. Or they could have reached out to the guy Jim Reedy we had on. Like we're trying to put resources out there for people to see. And
which is awesome.
And it's important too, like, when you're watching, I'm a big YouTube guy, so whenever I'm like watching something on YouTube, I always want to like take something away from it. And it's like, if people can watch like a podcast, there's people sitting down, and maybe small businesses that are growing, or like maybe someone's going through addiction, like it's just sitting down and listening to a story that you can hopefully relate to. You know what I'm saying? But
we all love if you think about it, humans love stories, like reading books or watching movies or shows or whatever. That was the biggest thing. Like, I didn't want to just get on here and talk about, like, I love sports podcasts, I love all them podcasts, but like, I just wanted to do something where we were bringing people in and telling stories. Even tonight, you guys told a story. Like
you guys did, and I had no idea about it. Even when I reached out to you guys, I had no idea that you even went through that. So it's like,
there's a story behind everything.
And it's also fun just to be creative and to have a creative challenge. Like every week I got to go and, find a guest, or, who'll help me find guests. Like, it's just like, we just constantly bounce off each other. And like he said, dude, we just like, we've been having these conversations for years. Like, whether you're sitting at like, at your boy's house watching a game or something like that, these conversations are always happening. So we just wanted to kind of like broadcast it. And
it's awesome, which I think is awesome.
We're super thankful. He said to me, he's like, dude, it's so cool that we're able to get on here, and like they invited us.
Because
we're honored that you guys are here, because you're killing it right now.
You guys stuck out to us for sure, and I'm like, yo, how cool that big is. And because I saw, like, I'm like, who is Santini's girl? And these people are posting these Instagram stories, these sandwiches, and they look amazing. And like, and I was like, yo, let's just reach out and see, because the power of reaching out, you know what I mean? So, and you guys are very nice about it.
You guys are very like receptive to it too. Certain people are like, I'm not going to answer that or something.
No, we're going to answer anyone, number one.
Because you have to. You literally have to.
But I thought this was awesome. Like when he said it, because I don't really read the messages that much.
Nah.
Right.
Yeah.
Because
it's not your lane. And
yes. So he was telling me he called me, and I'm like, I think that's awesome. Like, I would love to do a podcast, and the fact that you guys asked us to do the podcast was even cooler. It wasn't like we just came over like, hey, can we jump on your podcast?
No,
So I thought that was awesome. Like I was truly happy. I'm like, damn, this is really cool. Like I was telling my girl, I'm telling everybody at work, I'm like, yeah, I'm doing a podcast.
The number one thing I realize is, like, sometimes it's scary to start something new, but so many people have been like nice about
supportive.
it. Like dude, that's also, like, they're not assholes about it. They're just like,
just those 3-4 encouraging words of somebody that you're acquaintance with or something like that. It's like super uplifting.
You realize that at the end of the day, most people are good. Like, at the end of the day, all the bad that's out there, most of it's good. I believe that.
And you give people a chance, and they'll show. But so where can they find you guys?
right now, Instagram is the best way to get a hold of us. You can go through Facebook as well.
Cool.
Any friends that have my number, you can always text us. You know,
Yeah.
But Instagram is definitely our best way right now.
And it's just Santini's _grill.
Grill with an E.
Cool. Yeah, it'll all be linked in the description and stuff like that. And don't worry, I want to promote this. This is such a fun and unique
this
episode.
was awesome, man.
And this is our 10th episode. So like I wrote on my wall. I have short-term goals that I have, and like the 10th episode, my whole thing was. After we made like the second one, I was like, my goal was to make 10 episodes, and this is the 10th one. So we reached our first goal.
Oh, nice, awesome.
So it's like, it's just exciting to have this kind of episode. It's a lighthearted. People get to see a little bit about you guys who make the sandwiches and put the love behind the sandwiches, and
they're seeing a different side to us because, like I said, it's been so serious. Every episode's been like heavy shit, you know, and this one was just like
because we would have because like I told you guys before, like my friend, like he would DM me, he was like, yo, I saw you guys doing a podcast, but like some of these subjects are just too tough for me to listen to. So it's like it's important to like have a balance,
mix it up a little bit, like you were saying, repeatedly doing the same thing.
It gets watered down.
We keep putting the same stuff out all day. People are you got to switch it up.
You mix up the menu, you sell pork certain days of the week, right?
You got to mix it up a little bit.
Losing its like strength, but you got, like you said, you adapt. You gotta adapt.
Yeah,
that's it.
Yep. But hopefully we both just keep growing, and I would love to have you guys back on. Bring your daughters, your children.
Dude, maybe like who knows down the line you come back on. Who knows what's gonna happen? You know.
But
we truly do appreciate you guys having us.
Of course, man.
We really
this was awesome.
Thank you for coming, dude.
It means the most. I know, and I would love to do another one.
We definitely have to do a part 2.
We should. I think we should. We should get the whole fam. I want Pop in here right now.
I want stories. Pops has stories.
I want the man behind
After
the
you guys get the garage, all that stuff, we'll all come back together and we'll talk.
Yeah, we'll check back in. But yeah, this is episode 10 of the Loft. That's Santini's Grill. I'm Kevin Nichols. That's Nick Huser. And peace, guys.
See you guys.
Thanks.
See you.
Awesome, dude. Good job.